What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 18th of April. We've just closed out the old day, just began the new day. 23 hours, 11 minutes left in this day here. We're at about $85,000, just below there. Not a whole lot's changed, right? We're in the same area that we've been over the past week now. But I think that we are postured in a way that will allow us to grow. I think we're going to see a nice pop over the coming days. If not by the end of this week, sometime next week. We could move sideways. I mean, it is Friday. Stock market is closed today on Friday. It's Good Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we have the weekend upon us, right? And Easter Sunday and all that stuff. On the holidays, you know, most of the time for Bitcoin, holidays tend to be pretty boring. They don't really promote a lot of growth. But what I have noticed, and this is kind of interesting. Maybe it's interesting, maybe it's not interesting. But if we go to the all-time history index, if we look at this, let's ask Grok here. When was Easter? Give me the last. I should just say, give me the last 8 Easter dates. Give me the last, let's say 10 Easter dates. Right? Hit me. Okay, here. Going back to 2016, March 27th. Okay, I have a purpose. Because we're getting toward, again, most of the time, holidays I feel like aren't respected, but there's something interesting about Easter for whatever reason. Going back to 2016, that's the earliest one that we're going to take. We're just going to do a couple of them, right? 2016. Was it April 27th? March 27th. 2016. Okay. So March 27th, 2016, that was here, right? That was this week here, right there. What happened after Easter? We started to grow, right? We certainly didn't start to decay. It wasn't immediately after Easter, but I don't think it's any argument here. You look at the price. Easter was right here, March 27th, this week, right there. What happened after this week here? We began to grow in a very short amount of time, right? The following months were good. We go to the next date in Easter. It was 2017, April 16th, 2017 here. April 16th, 2017, that was here. We started to grow after Easter. We go to the next Easter, April 1st, 2018. April 1st, 2018. And let's see. Well, we're in a bear market in all fairness, but April 1st, 2018, we started to grow. We grew after Easter, or even a little bit before Easter, I suppose. No, the week of Easter and after, that's when we started to grow. The next Easter, which was 2019, April 21st, 2019, we go to April 21st, 2019. That was here, this week, right here, and we began to grow after Easter. Are you sensing the trend? Even in a bear market, we're doing all right, aren't we? 2020, April 12th. 2020, April 12th, that was here, and we began to grow after Easter. We saw immediate growth really after Easter, each of these times. 2021, April 4th, and I think the last few we haven't grown, so we might be overdue, but April 4th, 2021, is that what it was? Yeah, April 4th. April 4th here, we did not grow. We did not grow. We actually decayed after this Easter. That's the first time, right? 2021. We go to 2022. We're in the middle of a bear market. So April 17th, 2022. March, April. This April, we were decaying as well, but we were in a bear market, kind of different circumstances. And again, statistically speaking, that's not the likelihood, but we saw 2 of them in a row. 2023, April 9th. We go here. 2023, April 9th. April 9th was this week here, and we grew the following week, but we really didn't grow that much when we began to decay again. That's 3 Aprils in a row. Here, April 24th, or sorry, March 31st, 2024, that was our last Easter, and yet again, March 31st, 2024, that was here this week. We did not grow. So we had a long succession of Aprils that were doing well, of Easters and afterwards that were doing well. And we've now had 4 Easters in a row that have been not good afterwards. Stagnant or to the downside, if anything, right? My question would be, with the statistical probability being that Easter is a good month, and the fact that we've had Easter is a good holiday to grow from, and the fact that we've had 4 Easters in a row that have been bad, would it not then maybe be acceptable to imply that we're overdue for a bullish Easter? I think that we are. I really do think that we are. And maybe that's a little hocus pocus for you, but, you know, we're doing a little Easter analysis, I suppose. I didn't mean for it to go that way, but it was just something I noticed earlier. Beyond all that stuff, we're at about 84,700 now. I really do think that just looking at this right here, if we look at the consolidation, we get away from just the holiday seasonality, and we look at this downtrend that we were in. Oh, come on now, I just had it perfectly. We're in this downtrend right here, finding resistance here. We've broken out. We're now consolidating right above this. We could see some kind of quick drop down to about 81.5K. Be prepared for that. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but it's possible. I'm not expecting that to happen, but if it were to happen, it wouldn't freak me out. I wouldn't be worried at all, but it could happen. What I am expecting is that regardless if we consolidate, we keep moving sideways, we move up a little bit, whatever, we move down first, I'm expecting that we're going to get a nice pop here pretty soon. I think we're going to move all the way up to about $96,000. If we take the daily RSI into consideration here, it does look as though we are slowly breaking away from this downtrend in the RSI that we were held down by since November of last year. We're slowly getting away from that, and looking forward, we will probably get to these overbought readings, right? It's been a while since the daily RSI has been overbought. The last time that it had been a while, right? You were overbought here in July and you hadn't been overbought for a long time. It was September. If we look at this move over here that got you overbought from this relative low below the overbought zone to the relative high of the overbought zone in about, let's see, I mean, that's September 16th to September 27th. So in less than 2 weeks time, 11 days time there, you moved up about 15%. So if we get to the overbought zone, maybe that's what we see. Here, you hadn't been overbought in a little while, and you got overbought again. If we take this from the relative low, where you are in the RSI, to the relative high there, whenever you got overbought before getting back out of the overbought zone from a low to a high, that's an 18% move. We take this relative low to the relative high because, again, you got overbought here. That's a 13% move, okay? Does it make sense? And then, of course, we saw an extremely large move here. We saw a fantastic, what was it, a 40% move in 9 days? Is that what it was? 40% move in 9 days, yeah, when we got overbought here. But this was after a couple of successions moving up over here, right? All I'm trying to say is this was the last time, because we haven't been overbought in a long time. Here was the last time we got overbought. But to compare it more, I would say not the end of our overbought streak, the beginning of our overbought streak was over here. That beginning also happened to be right around the time when you were breaking out of this downtrend. Right around the time we're breaking out of this downtrend. You seeing the dots that I'm connecting here, right? Is it making sense, right? The minimum moves, or the average move that we saw from, and in this case, I'm not taking the absolute low. I'm just taking the relative low of where the RSI was there. In this case, it is the absolute low, but of this consolidation phase, not the absolute low over here. If we're putting it at this consolidation phase at the low, that'd move us up to 96K. This would take us up above 98K, something like that. A move like this could take us to a measly 94K. But what I'm trying to say here is if we move similar to the last time that we broke out of a long multi-month downward sloping trend, we're getting overbought for the first time that it's been in a long time, and we see a move that isn't absolutely bonkers, 40% in 9 days. I would expect that over the coming week, we're probably going to see a move that's around $92,000 to $98,000, which makes a whole lot of sense because if you take the relative high here to the relative low, that's right at your golden ratio. 94.4 to 97K, it's right in the heart of your golden ratio, which would be the accepted average move that we've seen with these kind of circumstances that the RSI getting overbought on the daily has brought us so far, at least the last time, relatively speaking. Not only that is it a similar circumstance with the RSI, but it would be a similar circumstance with the price coming down, breaking out of this trend line here, just like you're breaking out of this trend line here and consolidating, right? I would even say, and it's not quite the same, but I would say that how you broke out of this trend line back here, right? This consolidation phase right here, it's very akin to like this consolidation phase here. And obviously this is a larger consolidation phase overall. This is a smaller consolidation phase right here. But all in all, I think that you're about to see an explosive move. That doesn't just take you up to 96K, that area there, but also proceeds higher and sees new all-time highs. I think the end of April, which we're at right now, it is the 18th of April. I think this next 2-week period is going to be phenomenal. I think that we're going to see some growth that we haven't seen in months, and we're going to be pushing new all-time highs as the end of this month comes along. I'm predicting 111K by the end of the month, and I'm predicting about 98 to 94K by the end of next week. That's the expectation. So I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. I hope it's all made sense. Daily RSI looks bullish as hell. 4-hour RSI looks bullish as hell. I don't think we're going to go down, but if we do 81.5K will likely hold as support, and then up we go. Okay, until then, until that area breaks or until something different happens, I'm calling for a 94 to 98K target. That's where I think we're going to go over the next week, literally. By the end of next week, it could happen by the end of this week, but I think more so it is going to happen sometime next week. And going into the end of the month, we're pressing 111K around that area, if not just above that area, just below that area. And then May and June are set up to be phenomenal, you guys. We're right at the precipice now where everything's about to change. All we need is to just break away from this trend, right? We've already broken out of it. We just need to break away a little bit, and that bullish sentiment's going to come in, and that FOMO is going to come in. Because if Bitcoin's not in a bear market, if it's still in a bull market, what does that mean, my friends? Everybody knows exactly what that means. We've got new all-time highs to look forward to, and I think it's just a matter of time before reality slaps the charts in the face here. So I've got nothing else for you. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. Do not let the media make you fearful about the markets, please. Do not. Look at the charts. Look at where we are. Are we in a bear market? Hell no. We're in a bull market, you guys. We are in a very, very beautiful bull market. Weekly RSI at the same area that it was last time here, where we found support and we moved up. Weekly RSI at the same area that it was last time over here, where we found support in this consolidation phase and we moved up, right? It's no coincidence. Consolidation phase here, RSI at these relative lows, at the relative lows here, moved up. Consolidation phase here, RSI at these relative lows, same exact area. You're at the lows in the consolidation phase, and then you moved up. Consolidation phase here, at the lows of this area here, at the same lows in the RSI in this area here, you're about to move up. Make no mistake, guys. We've got more to go, more to grow, and that's all I got to say. I'm not going to keep rhyming. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Do not buy into the media FUD and BS, please. It's there to mess with you. It's not there to help you. Okay, I promise you. I'm trying to help, but none of what I'm saying is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. So really, I'm just trying to help by offering perspective. Hopefully it jogs some gears. Gears get moving and turning and grinding in your head. Don't grind too hard, though. You gotta, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm running out of things to say. So here, you want to look at my cat? Come here, Mufasa. Come here, buddy. You come here. Oh. He doesn't like being picked up so much. You can see he's kind of like, dude, what are you doing? Let go of me. We were cool when you were petting me below. But he's a beautiful boy. Oh, yeah. Every day, every time I'm making videos, guys, he's right here. He's honestly, if you ever see me doing this with my arm, it looks kind of nefarious, doesn't it? It looks a little inappropriate, but I'm stroking the kitty. It's not inappropriate at all. I'm just stroking the golden kitty here. Okay, guys, this we got unhinged a little bit at the end there, but I feel like that's a good place to end. So take it easy. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.